right, great to be here with Dr. Ross to talk about stem cells and longevity. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to be here with you. I look forward to you sharing some, obviously, some important information.
I look forward to it. This is going to be fun.
Well, let's get started with how did you get into stem cell therapy and longevity medicine?
Um, so back in 2011, and we're talking almost 15 years ago, I was in Atlanta, and I had two big physical therapy centers at the time, and but I was single, and I wanted to go out and meet people, and in Atlanta, they've got these recreational sports places where you can everybody joins together and plays sports. And I there was like a lot of choices like volleyball and softball and your traditional things like that. But then they had something I hadn't seen since I was a kid. You remember dodgeball?
Yes.
So I was like, that sounded fun because I only remembered when I was a kid and I enjoyed it because I guess I just beat up everybody. So I was like, I want to do that again. And I think that movie had come out around the same period of time, so it was kind of fresh. So I started. I joined. I mean, probably not the best sport to play when you're 41, but anyway, I decided, hey, let's do this dodgeball. I'm still young and healthy and strong. I had no injuries, no problems, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. So I went out, and of course, all the other people there were probably 20, 21. I mean, I'm 41. I'm like the senior. I'm on my senior tour, and so it was fun. I had a good time. And one time, we probably lost every game, but one time I went up and I threw a ball and I landed on my back, and it wasn't because I had slipped or somebody hit me. I literally, my knee had just given out, and I've never had that kind of thing happen before, so I kind of I was very surprised. I kind of hopped off the court, and I was like, maybe I sprained my knee or something. I didn't know, and so I started doing the rehab at the office, and I mean, it wasn't getting better like I had thought it would. I mean, the swelling went down a little bit, but it wasn't strengthening. So I was kind of always worried that my knee was going to give out again. It always felt like it was going to, and I couldn't do any lateral motion. So I couldn't run. I couldn't really do a lot of activities that I wanted to do again. So it was really bothering me. And even though I was doing the rehab, it wasn't, there was something missing. And so I went to this orthopedist that I'd heard of. And I don't know if you've ever had this experience going to an orthopedist, but they're typically not the nicest people. At least the one I went to I think he had a God complex. And I walk in, and basically they did an MRI. So he walks in with the results, and he was like, you're gonna need surgery. I mean, that was it. Like, not, it's not like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. How are you doing? I got some news for you. No, I mean, he went right in, and I was just like, oh, okay. And so I figured there was going to be some kind of procedure I was going to have done. And he said, oh, yeah, you've tore your ACL. Your medial meniscus is also a problem. I guess some tear or something. And so I was like, so when he said there was a tear, I'm thinking when they go in, they would just go in and sew it, right? They would sew it up or whatever. And he laughed when I told him that, and I'm like, well, how do you do it? And what they called repair was something different. It was replacement. They actually go in and they take either cadaver tissue or they take part of your hamstring muscle and they kind of staple it on the bone. So it's like this new thing. And I was like, that sounds terrible. I mean, I'm going to use cadaver tissue. I mean, dead person tissue. And then, or take my hamstring. And I was like, both of them sounded terrible. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to go home and think about this, which means I'm never coming back here again. So I went home and I was like, there's got to be something else. What is there between rehab and surgery? There was nothing. There was no other alternative. Drugs are not going to do it. So I was like, all right, I got to figure something out. So I started doing some research, and I found that they were doing these procedure called stem cell therapy out of Bangkok, Thailand, actually. Now, keep in mind, this is 2011. Nobody had heard about doing this as a general procedure at all. This is way before all that. This is back when they were doing cloning animals, and there was a lot of negative stuff about doing stem cells. So it wasn't something that I'd heard about for normal people. Anyway, in Thailand, what they were doing was they were doing stem cells for joint pain and back problems and all these other issues. And honestly, you read stuff online, you don't believe any of it. So I was like, you know what? I want to check this out and see if it's real. So I went during like the this period of time. Actually, I flew to Thailand. It's a long flight, so I'm there for. I spent 3 months there. I saw what they were doing. They were basically taking bone marrow out of the pelvis, and they were taking out these stem cells out of that, so out of your own body, injecting them in these joints, and people were getting fantastic results. I couldn't believe it. I was there for long enough. I got to follow up with a lot of the clients, and they were getting some amazing results. So I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. Why haven't I heard about this in the United States? Um, I decided not to do it there because I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable doing a surgery like that in a foreign country because I'm not coming back here. This is the first and last probably I'm going this way. So I flew back home, but I knew what I wanted. And at that same time, you know how serendipity works, right? The sales rep comes in and says, "Hey, we got this new thing. It's called stem cell therapy, and we use what's called perinatal tissue." And I'm like, "Well, this is amazing." And they basically said, "We take this afterbirth, the birth after a baby, the stuff they used to throw away, and they recycle it, and they can get the stem cells out of there, inject it, and it's stem cell therapy, and it'll fix your whatever." And I was like, "This is a do it." And so we did it in my office. And I'm telling you, man, I mean, it took maybe 4 or 5 weeks, but I was pretty much right back to where I was before my injury. I mean, it was a miracle to me. I mean, I couldn't believe I'd never seen anything happen like that to restore me completely. So I was able to play sports. I was able to do all my stuff after about 2 months. But went right back into running. And now, it's been 15 years later. I've never had surgery. And I'm playing crazy pickleball. I always wear my braces, but that's just support. But I still can do all the things I did before my injury, and it's like I never had it. So for me, it was a life changer. So that's what got me involved. And once I saw the results, I stopped doing physical rehab centers, and I just did stem cell therapy. And we built the largest, me and my partner, in Atlanta. So we had these giant stem cell centers, and I did that for, gosh, I don't know, 10 years or more there. And then I came down here to West Palm kind of to retire and do it here actually. So that's what got me involved in stem cell in the first place.
What's some of the biggest misconceptions about stem cells?
Um, I'll give you a few. One, everybody thinks like stem cell therapy treatments are all the same, and that is not the reality. When people say stem cells, they're kind of lumping together all kind of different products and sources and technology. They really come from two areas. You can have ones that come from your own body, and then there's external sources. So let's start with the external sources. You probably heard of things like Wharton's jelly is really common, umbilical cord, amniotic fluid. There's placental tissue. There's something called stem cell exosomes. So those are external sources. And then if you get them from your own body, you get it from your either bone marrow, like I mentioned before, or you can even get it from your fat. Now, all of these are kind of grouped together in this category of stem cell therapy, but they all are very different in how they react. I mean, it's like it's like you have a car. You can have a rusty old Ford truck, or you can get a brand new Ferrari. Both of them are cars, or technically, but the performance is completely different. So if you get your own bone marrow or adipose from your own body, it works great if you're 20 years old and healthy. But if you're, 56, like I am, or you got chronic inflammation, you don't take care of yourself, those cells aren't going to work very well. They're going to be very limited. But when you get like the very, very young perinatal sources, they're like 1 day old, right? From like Wharton's jelly or placental tissue. If you get it from a healthy newborn tissue, they're going to have more potency, they're going to have a lot more growth factors, and they're going to work better. And now there's even something kind of a 2.0 is what are called stem cell exosomes. And these are the signaling factors. These are the text message from the cells on how to repair your body. They're little tiny packets of information, and they control the inflammation, they stimulate the regeneration at a cellular level. So it's pretty amazing what's going on right now. So not all of these stem cell therapies are the same, and unfortunately, patients have no idea what they're getting. So that's just one myth. The second one is that the stem cells actually grow new tissue, and that doesn't happen either. Stem cells stimulate your body to heal itself. Your body does the healing. I can inject stem cells in a dead person, nothing's going to happen. So it works with your body. So if your body is able to heal, then it can accelerate that process. But if you're not able to heal, it's not going to do anything. So it doesn't regrow the tissue. It just tells your body how to do it in an accelerated method. And if your body's able to, it can do it. And the other one, the last one I'll give you is that all the providers out there are the same, and that's a dangerous one because that's going to cost you a lot of money. People assume that all these stem cell clinics are giving the same thing and that they have the same training, they have the same equipment, the same standards, and that is not even close. What I found with there's very few providers out there that use microscopes that look at viability of these cells. Basically, they're salespeople with a syringe, and it's expensive products. I mean, these are, five, 10, 15, $20,000 procedures, and these providers have no equipment to evaluate whether or not what they're getting is real, has live cells, its potency. They're trusting a sales rep who comes in and sells them these products. I mean, it's scary because when you go to a provider, let's say you do, ask them questions like, "How were you trained?" Like I took a year of training and got a fellowship in it in 2017. The second question is, how do you verify this is good product in-house? Not based on what the company sends you, but do you have your own equipment to verify that you're giving me good quality product? And show me your equipment. I want to see your cell counter because I can probably guarantee you 99.5% of providers have nothing. They do not check their own product. When I got my fellowship, I bought my own equipment. I started verifying because most of the product out there was just not good. So I would say those are some of the myths that are out there about stem cells.
It sounds like people could really get some poor results or waste money.
Oh, you're right. I mean, you got the wrong product, you got the wrong provider, you have the wrong conditions. Like I said, they don't verify, and they could be using dead tissue, which I've seen a lot of that, low grade quality products. And they're thinking, I've spent all this money on this great. The thing is, the doctors are usually really great doctors, right? They're like, oh, I'm the doctor for they'll name a team. They'll usually have a team affiliation, right? And you think that this doctor is amazing. And they could be in general, but they've got a sales rep who's educating them on the product, and they're selling them, and they're judging their product based on price. So they say, hey, look, we can get you this product for X. It's cheaper than what you're buying now, and the doctor doesn't know the difference, and he's like, okay, let me do that, and then they use that, and you're still paying the same expensive price, and you're getting crappy product, dead cells, nothing. So for me, it was so frustrating because I talked to all these people, and they have these horror stories about doing procedures, maybe even overseas too. And I was like, you know what? People need an education on what this is. I mean, the technology is absolutely amazing. When stem cell is real and it works, it can be life changing. It can change your life in so many ways. The problem is most people don't get it. They get this bogus product, and they're like, well, this it's fake. It doesn't work. So I was like, you know what? I need to educate people on how to determine if you're getting good quality product. So I started like I'm going to blow the lid off of this and do something that nobody's done. I'm going to create a training for consumers, not providers, on how to figure out if your doctor is giving you quality product. So I created this program called the Stem Cell Success Blueprint, and basically it is training on for you for the consumers to say, how do I know if I'm getting good stuff? How do I know if this is going to help me or hurt me, if I'm getting ripped off or whatever? So that's kind of what I created, to help people so they don't waste their money, or and so they get better results.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about more who that course is for and exactly what they'll learn from it.
Yeah, it's basically, first of all, it's how to evaluate your provider. So you see an ad, right? And you're like, hey, that sounds good. Or here's more common. You hear an influencer say, oh, this, you got Joe Rogan or Tony Robbins or somebody, Mel Gibson or somebody talking about these amazing benefits of stem cells. And you're like, I want to do that. And then you're like, I want to go where they said to go. And then you contact them, and then they got a great salesman there. Bam, bam, bam. You're like, you're convinced. And now they're like, okay, it's $25,000. And you're like, well, if this person trusted them, I should trust them too. So that's when you go to Panama, or go to the Caymans, or go to Mexico, or maybe it's a local clinic or whatever. So you need to be able to evaluate whether or not the provider is good, if they're evaluating the quality of their product, knowing if this is a hustle, what it is. And so I give you the questions to ask, to verify. You know where your product is. Ask them, hey, what's the name of the product I'm getting? If you're using, usually it's going to be external products, because we found that the internal products, our own products, just our own stem cells aren't going to be that strong. So you're getting perinatal tissue products. Tell me the name of the company that's doing that, and let me verify it on the FDA website. Has the FDA come into that laboratory and evaluated it? The problem is most of them haven't. So I show you how to look at that, figure out if you're getting good quality product or not, how to find the right provider. Those are the things. And then I train you on which product is best for your condition. Should I use cord blood? What's cord blood good for? Should I use Wharton's jelly? What are exosomes? Why should I do those? If Can I do a systemic procedure? What if I have autoimmune conditions? What if I have, you name it, XYZ conditions? So what is the best choice for me when I do a procedure? So it's kind of like navigating you so that you know what you're looking for. Because right now you say, hey, I want a car, and they're going to just sell you a car. You need to go, hey, I want this, this beautiful, red Ferrari that has all these features. I know exactly what I want. So that way you can figure out where you can get it done the right way. So that's kind of what the program is all about. And I'm actually customizing, and I'm adding things on as people tell me, hey, I need to learn this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, I'll share with you how to do it. It's how I evaluated everything myself, because I've been doing it for so long. So
Makes
that's what it's all about.
makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Where can people find you?
Um, there's a couple ways. I have a local office in West Palm Beach where we do procedures with high quality product. And the website for that is youngforlife.org. So what everybody wants to be, young for life, right? So youngforlife.org. Or the course that I have is the stemcelladvisor.com. That's where they can learn more about how to find out if your provider is doing the right thing, and it also gives you $1,000 off a procedure. So you're going to save a lot of money if you decide, hey, I want to do it with you. It gives you $1,000 discount. So it has a lot of benefits.
Awesome. What last words do you have for us?
The look, stem cell therapy and exosomes are one of the most exciting frontiers in health, human health. We're talking about technology that can reboot your entire body's repair system. It can heal joint conditions and autoimmune conditions. It can help with Alzheimer's and diabetes and stroke. It can help pretty much any health condition. It can accelerate the repair of that. I've seen athletes that are, injured, that have career-ending injuries, restore that, so that they can go back and compete. I've seen it regain mobility, reduce pain, just amazing things. And it's not science fiction. It's what's happening right now. And it's reactivating your body's own ability to heal. And that's so I don't want to just talk down and say everything negative about stem cell. When you get it done right, it can be life-changing. It can do miraculous things. It can turn back the hands of time on damage, inflammation, and aging. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching it, because I want you as a consumer to experience what myself as well as thousands of other people have experienced with the magic of these procedures. But there's too many people getting ripped off, and that's why I did the training. But I mean, what this stuff can do is absolutely miraculous, and you should look into it if you have any kind of health issue that's bothering you. And pretty much everyone has something going on, or at least they know somebody that has a problem. So that's why I do what I do. I've done it for such a long time, and I love what I do. And so my words are, look into stem cell therapy, but be educated on what you're looking for.
Awesome. Some great information.
Thank you.
Dr. Ross, thank you so much for your time today.
It's a pleasure, Chris. Thank you for having me.
To our listeners, if you found value in this conversation, I know you did, be sure to subscribe, share, and let us know what you like best.